I'll kiss your boots if you can do it. But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here. I'm the man. You're gonna be mine. Woo!
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box. And please hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. Errol the Truth Spence Jr., June 16th, 2018, at the Dallas Cowboy facility, Ford Field, in Texas. He's going to have his homecoming game against Carlos Ocampo in his first defense. Not his first defense, but his second defense of his 147-pound title, IBF champion of the world. And Errol Spence has come a long way, and people have done a lot of talking about Errol Spence Jr. from Floyd Mayweather Jr., other fighters. Just a lot of people have been promoting Errol Spence Jr. Now, there was questions, and there's still questions on whether Errol Spence is going to be that guy. Is Errol Spence going to be, a quote-unquote pay-per-view guy? Is he going to be one of the cash cows of boxing? That still remains to be seen, but he has gotten a lot of opportunities at exposure from Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather, and just he's been given great opportunities to be in front of some nice crowds. And I remember years ago people were saying, oh, well, other fighters that didn't want to fight Errol Spence say, oh, well, he's young and he hasn't really fought anybody. He hasn't really been tested. Basically he's high risk, low reward. You can't say that about Errol Spence anymore. You can't say Errol Spence is high risk, low reward. You just can't say it anymore. And that goes for the Sean Porters. That goes for the Danny Garcias. That goes for the Keith Thurmans and everybody else that's not willing to jump into the ring with Errol Spence Jr. Now, the Lamont Peterson fight, he did over 12,000 at the Barclay. Errol Spence is not from Brooklyn. He's not from Brooklyn, New York, but New York love Errol Spence Jr., and they definitely came out to support Errol Spence Jr. The TV ratings did about 700,000. And for a Errol Spence Lamont Peterson fight, if you want to look at it from the sense of nobody really gave Lamont Peterson a real shot in that fight, to have 12,000 people show up and have a TV rating of about 700,000, that's pretty good for a fight that people didn't think would be a highly competitive fight. All right. Errol Spence also, when he won the title against Kell Brook, now he was a part of the event, so I'm not attributing the numbers to Errol Spence, but he was part of the equation. He fought Kell Brook in Sheffield, in Kell Brook's hometown. And Kell Brook, the crowd was 27,000, I want to say. And that's a big number. That's a big number. And for him to perform in front of 27,000 people, in Sheffield, anytime you get a chance to perform in front of a big crowd, that's a good promotional tool. That's a really good promotional tool. So he had that. The Bundu fight, that was right after the Olympics, and I think it was after the Olympic basketball game. And Al Heyman, genius move, bought a 1-hour time slot and put Errol Spence on it versus Leonard Bundu. And Errol Spence, what was it, 6 million? I think the viewership was 6 million. Now, you can divvy up them numbers however you want. You can say, oh, well, it's people that just didn't turn the channel after the Olympics. It's some people that was kind of curious about the boxing and kept it on, or, you could say whether they were paying attention or not. Bottom line is it was 6 million viewers. Just like y'all can question what they were viewing for, they could have turned the TV. You understand what I'm saying? So they didn't turn the TV when the Errol Spence fight was on, and he had 6 million viewers. So you definitely got to give him a big up for that. Also, with the Peterson fight, with him selling 12,000, that's also impressive because Danny Jacobs just fought there against a guy that nobody knew, and Danny Jacobs only pulled in like 7,000 people at the Barclays Center, and that's his hometown. That's his hometown. That's his home turf. He yells and screams Brooklyn. So for Errol Spence to go into another person's hometown and sell more than the hometown guy, you definitely got to look at that. And I don't care if Danny Jacobs is a big name or not a big name. He was in there with Triple G. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people know Danny Jacobs. So for Errol Spence to outsell him by basically 5,000, that's very impressive. I mean, you even got to look at the Spence-Chris Algieri fight. That did 1.24. And I think that was a PBC-NBC fight. And all of these numbers are good numbers for a guy that is on the come up. Like Errol Spence is trying to break the barrier. He's trying to get to the point to where he can become a cash cow. He's trying to put himself in position to become a cash cow. Like, and some people might look at the numbers that I'm mentioning and saying, oh, well, those are low numbers. Now, my G5 Jeff TV family, and, that's not from the States, I can understand y'all saying it because y'all have a different set of numbers, a different standard. Boxing is something different out in the UK and in other countries versus the US, and I've discussed that before. But in US terms, in United States terms, these are really good numbers to work on for a guy that's trying to build himself into a superstar. And for the people that don't think these are numbers to look at in a positive light, look at the numbers Floyd Mayweather was putting up before he left Top Rank. He was with Top Rank and was with Bob Arum. Go look at some of the locations he was fighting at. Go look at some of the attendance numbers that he was pulling while he was with Top Rank and Bob Arum before he bought himself out of the contract and got with Al Heyman, the pre-Oscar De La Hoya Floyd Mayweather. Like, not all of those numbers were good. He was on HBO a lot, and he was fighting in a lot of just uncommon places. And the attendance numbers were, pretty much average. They was pretty much average. There was a reason why Floyd Mayweather left Top Rank and Bob Arum, because he felt like, based off of his skill set and off of his talent, and he felt like he was a superstar, he felt like the numbers wasn't adding up. He felt like the marketing wasn't adding up, and he felt like the numbers wasn't adding up. So that's why he moved on. So what Errol Spence is going through right now in terms of trying to build himself into a superstar, Floyd Mayweather had to go through the same process. But see, Errol Spence is quietly doing numbers. And he's on the right path to become a superstar. He's on the right path. And the most important thing, you can take the TV ratings, you can take the sales at the event. But I think the biggest number, the most important number that you can actually calculate is Errol Spence is one of the top 5 talked about fighters in the game. Whether you love Errol Spence, whether you hate Errol Spence, whether you think he's going to be the next superstar in boxing, or whether you think he's a weight bully, Errol Spence is one of the top 5 talked about fighters in the world, and I don't think anybody can dispute that. And on top of that, for this fight on June 16th, it's looking like it's going to be a sellout. That venue holds about 12,000 people. Is on pace to do a sellout. I'm gonna be interested to see if it actually does a sellout in his own hometown, because if it does, that's another venue that has been sold out or close to being sold out by Errol Spence Jr. Peterson fight did about 12,000. I think the Barclays hold about 15. This fight against Ocampo, this venue holds 12,000. Let's see how close he gets to the 12,000. He's well on his way, and he's really doing enough numbers for Danny Garcia to not make the statement of, oh, well, he's high risk, low reward. Spence has done way more than Sean Porter. And Sean Porter comes out of his mouth and says he's not looking to fight Errol Spence Jr. because of the IBF. But then in the same breath, Sean Porter says he would unify. If you want to unify, that involves the IBF. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't even make any sense. Keith Thurman, we don't know how he is health-wise, but Keith Thurman can't play that big brother, little brother type talk with Errol Spence Jr. because Errol Spence's resume is getting better. The numbers is getting better. And we can't sleep on Errol Spence no more. He's on the right path to become a superstar in this game. And if the cards fall his way and the opponents fall his way, he could possibly be a cash cow as well. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.